Hi, welcome to Adulting with Novia. Today we're going to do a little Q3 wrap-up of all my planners and books and tarot and journals and all that wonderful stuff. So if this is something you're interested in, stay tuned. All right, hello everyone. Hello. I know it's been a little bit, but I have been busy. As I mentioned on my channel before, I am in the process of trying to get a house. So, and I'm going through a particular program which has all these requirements and things that I have to meet, and I've been trying to meet those. And in order to do that, I have to allocate my time wisely and put some things to the side. And some of the things that I had to put to the side was actually YouTube, and for that I'm sorry. But to be fair, I uploaded like 3 almost 1 hour videos where I go through all the planners that I loved once before, and that's my planner archive series. I'll link it up top if it's something you're interested in. Especially, I would highly recommend it, not because I made it, but mostly because, especially if you're on the fence about what planner you should buy like for 2023, because I've gone through a crap ton of different planners over the years. It starts off with 2017 and I ended with 2021 because it is currently 2022, and you can pretty much see what I've been using all year if you just look back at all my previous videos for the year. But before we get into all of this goodness, could you please, I would totally appreciate it if you would please click that thumbs up button. And also, if you are new here, welcome. Please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and the little bell ringer to be notified when I post new content, whether it be about, you know, plan with me's or stationery reviews or how I use my planners, because that's really the type of content that I personally enjoy. Like, yes, looking at things are pretty, but how do you become more productive and your adult by using planners? So that's the things I like to post. So that's what I do. All right, so first off, I know most of you are here. Let's get into the planners. So the planners that I've used, like, my system has not particularly changed. I still use for Q3 the half year stology for the whole quarter. As you can see, July, August, September. This past quarter has been very, I don't know, blah. Like, that's the best way I could describe it. Like, God, I hate this idea. Like, this did not work for me. Like, I really was not in the mood to just full on, like, decorate, I guess you could say. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I had a case of the blahs when it came to my planner setups, and even, you know, planning within the planner, I still had a case of the blobs. Like, I found like, this is typically, Q3 is typically the time where I start questioning my planner systems and whether or not they'll work, or if they're good, or, you know, or maybe I should try something new. Like, that's typically what happens during Q3, and it showed. Like, August, I tried to, like, regroup a bit. Like, for August, I actually did, like, you know, the full-on setup that I typically do. I bought this Happy Planner book, sticker book, to try and use it. I, like, printed out images and made, like, well, this isn't like a vision board. This is like a mood board, but it says vision. Don't quote me. Like, I made stickers and everything for it. And I found that more so this quarter, I spent more time actually journaling in this one than I did in my previous stologies. So, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I loved it. I love that I did this. Like, this is actually 2 separate, like, word stickers that are in this planner, that are in this Happy Planner book. These guys, I'm like, I'm never going to use these quotes by themselves, so I just butchered them together and tried to make a little poem out of it. But yeah, like, I found myself more so than not, like, journaling in it than actually planning. Like I'm pretty sure for July, August, and September, my monthly review was just always a 5. It's just meh. Like, you know, you just have meh times. Like this setup. What is this? What is this? But that's just how I felt. Like I didn't feel like doing anything. I did a really shit job at like marking down my memories. Like I just really oh, sorry. I just really wasn't into being hyper decorative, and that's fine. Like that's absolutely fine. Sometimes we go through these moods. So I just stayed in here and just did it. Like I did my quarter 3 reflection, I think. And then I have obviously my notes, which has, you know, my TBR. Mostly my notes is just, most of it is blank. Like last quarter, I was like on it and I basically filled the whole thing. This month, not so much. When it comes to budgeting, I pretty much stayed with, let me do this, get out of the way. I pretty much stayed with my, with using the Budget Moms inserts that I scaled down to basically personal wide to fit in this personal wide Aura Estelle. I do have a review of both of these are Aura Estelle actually. This is their Airy cover. I do have a video reviewing both of these products. I'll link that up top as well if that's something you're interested in watching. But yeah, like I just stayed in the system and did it, even though 1 month I actually did my, was it August or July? July. I budgeted in here because I tried to do like a 1 book July type deal, but I ended up going back to the inserts instead. But yeah, like I absolutely, it's worked for me all year, so I'm not going to, you know, knock it. Because I have been so on it about my my saving and my budgeting. I was able to save, like my goal every quarter is to save $2,000. This quarter I saved like $3,300 because I'm on my budgeting, and it's one of those things where it's like I don't think it necessarily absolutely matters if you use the Budgeting Moms like system. It's not like, it's just a matter of will. Like, are you willing to put in the work and sacrifices to make your financial dreams come to fruition? But that's pretty much, like, that didn't change. Like, my system doesn't necessarily change. I'll tell you what I did get. Now, if you know me, you know that I have like this bad relationship with Tomoe River paper. Like, me and Tomoe are like the opposite ends of a magnet. Like, not the opposite. Isn't it the same? Because they repel each other. So the same ends of different magnets repelling each other. Like, so what had happened was somebody on a buy sell trade group was looking for the second half of a Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And I had it, and I knew I wasn't going to use it, and she wanted to trade it for this full version of the Hobonichi Cousin. And I was just like, well, she really wants it. I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it. And my thought process on this is probably going to chill for a bit until I feel like one day I can use it, and I'm just going to redate it. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult to redate, to be quite honest. But that's what I feel like. I can actually use this and redate it for a different year. With as much like sticker kits that are out there, and with my own capability of using my Silhouette Cameo, like, there's no way I can't redate this so I can use it again. Because we're moving on to the new Tomoe. Maybe I'll like that one better, but just in case the old Tomoe or the new Tomoe sucks, even worse, I'll always have this one. At least I know with this one, ballpoint works fine. Even though I'm not a fan of ballpoint. But maybe it's just that I haven't found the ballpoint of my dream yet. I don't know. So that, I'm like, isn't that crazy? Like, even I can't believe I did that to myself. And then I also purchased this OTTERGAMI A5 blank dotted journal. I also made a video reviewing this. I can link that up if you're interested in watching that as well. And my intention for this was to actually use this as is to use this as a journal, and more specifically a tarot journal, because this month I used my favorite deck, which is this Might Hurt deck. Like this has become my soul tarot deck, and I didn't even do it on purpose. Like, it's not something that I sought it for. It just became, out of all my decks, this is the one that I actually reach out for the most, and I love it because of the colors and the representation that's in it. It's an indie deck, and by next April it'll be a mass market deck, so that's cool. It'll be a bit more affordable, but it's an indie deck, and I absolutely love it for the representation in it and the coloring and just the overall kind of like design of it. I don't know, I can just read it just seamlessly. It's the easiest deck that I have when it comes to reading without doing a study. Like, I've never done like a deep dive tarot study of this deck because I didn't need to. I mean, a lot of it is heavily Rider-Waite-Smith based, but still, like, it's just seamless in how this deck integrated in my life. So I started off using this Might Hurt, as I typically do, because I wanted to start a tarot, like a monthly tarot challenge. And the deck that I wanted to use, I was waiting for in the mail. It was from a Kickstarter, which is why I ended up getting this guy. And it finally came in the mail, like in September. It was a year. Like, I ordered this last September. Like, that's when I backed it in August. It closed in September, and it actually came to me this past September. And it's the Gentle Tarot. And I wanted the pocket deck because look how tiny and cute it is. Look at it. It's adorable. But it is done. It is created by an indigenous woman who lives in Alaska. She goes by Mari in the Sky. And look at how beautiful these are. Like, these are, here, let me get it off the book. Like, these are absolutely beautiful. And just, I mean, she named it right when she called it the Gentle Tarot. Like, this is a great deck if you are looking for just deep diving into just self-discovery. Like, it's just a personal development. Like, this is just a really beautiful deck. It is not a beginner's deck by any means. She changes some of the names of some of the suits, but it's just, look at this one's my favorite. Like, the strength, like, look how beautiful that is. Like, I just love it. And the animals that are in there are, you know, indigenous to Alaska. So I know a lot of people who, I've seen a lot of YouTubers and people in some of my tarot groups who aren't from North America, so they have an issue with some of the animals because they're not familiar, because they're not from where they are, and that's understandable. Like, okay, that's fair. But so yeah, like, it finally came, so I was able to complete my my tarot challenge in September using this deck. And just the creme de la creme is her book. Like, look at this book, and just the thought and depth she went into for each and every card. Like, come on, that's like 3 pages per card. That's amazing. So yeah, that's why I bought this guy. See, it matches. See, you see where I'm going with this? So I want to use this for my deep dive tarot study of this deck in particular. And in the back, I'm gonna have where I'm gonna deep dive into each and every one of the cards. That's how I do my tarot setups, on my tarot journal setup. So deep dive into each and every one of the cards, the majors and the minors, and then in the back, I'm going to do a bunch of different spreads throughout this quarter, and just put into the knowledge that I've gained from the guidebook and, you know, my own personal knowledge of the tarot and mush it all together into studying this outside of the guidebook as well. But I haven't really done much to it. Like, this is like, I've posted it to death as to where I want it to, what I want it to do with it, and I've added some watercolor and stuff, but I haven't really gotten into it. So I started it in the third quarter, but my goal is to finish it by the end of the year, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys like how it turned out. All right, books. Okay. I try and read a personal development book a quarter, and I've been trying to get through this buzzard all year. Like, all year I've been trying to get through the 48 Laws of Power. Do you see how thick this book is? It is massive. But here's the gag. Look how tiny the writing is. It's so small. It's so small. And it's like, oh, it's only like, what is it? How many? Like 400 some pages. Let's see. I'm going to stop at like, what, 430 pages. It's 430 pages of actual reading. Yeah, sorry, that's coffee. 430 pages of actual reading. The rest is bibliography and indexes. But how tiny this writing is. Like, I can't, whew, Lord, like, you need, like, So I got the audiobook of it, and I've been listening to it off and on as well. I'm not even halfway through this thing. Like, it's a beast. Like, to get through this, you really need to have nothing else to do. I understand, but I do understand why it's banned in prisons. Like, it's very interesting and intriguing. It's just that you really, really, really have to want to read this book to get through it. Kind of like Game of Thrones. Haha. Ba-doop-boop. And then the next one, this is the 12-week year. Get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. Like, I've wanted to read this forever. It's actually a very short read, and it's a simple read. But I still got it on audiobook on Audible because I can listen to things like this at work. So while I'm working and doing things, I listen to books, you know, because I can multitask like with the rest of them. And I wanted to read this so I can see if it's something that I want to implement in my 2023 system, which I do. So right now I am taking notes from this. I am listening to it at work and also reading it at home because there are some things in here, like, you can listen to it, but it's like things I want to take notes on so that I can remember and implement it better. But I feel like this book is going to pop back up in one of my videos in the future, so we can put a feather in that cap. We can save this for later. Other books, for the most part, all the other books I read are fiction. Like, I prefer LGBTQ the alphabet books. So I think how many books have I read this quarter? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30 in between. 33, 36, 39, 43, 44. I've read 44 books this quarter, like, just like fiction. And I listened to this Audible called Oracle, and I also listened to this this audio original called Prophecy that features Kerry Washington, Daniel Day Kim, and Lawrence Fishburne, and a bunch of other people. But I didn't know I didn't have anywhere to put it. Like, I'm pretty sure I did this the same in August. I mean, I guess I can put it there. It won't look very pretty, but there it can go. So let's do that for now, like, temporarily. But yeah, so like 44 fiction books the whole time as I struggle bust through this big buzzard. And I recently just got this in September, so I still have time. But that I've been struggling with all flipping year. Like, it's a really good read though. Like, I'm not gonna knock that. But for the most part, that's it. Like, that's my quarter 3 wrap up. That's all I got. Like, hopefully quarter 4 will be, you know, a little bit more, I don't know, exciting than quarter quarter 3 for me, because it was really blah. Was the September, did I review it as blah? Like, yeah, it's just as blah. July, August, and September rating for the month 5. It's just blah. Like, I can't. So hopefully I won't feel like I'm just going through the motions this quarter. I'm actually starting the house hunt, so already it's above a 5. So let's just quarter 4. Let's just hope that it's just above, like, just above all my wildest dreams, right? All right, so that's it. One quick reminder again, please go ahead and click that the thumbs up button. Yeah, the thumbs up button. Can you do that for me, please? Jesus Christ, can I speak? Oh my God. If you're new here, thank you so much for staying this long and watching this whole video, and go ahead and click that subscribe button down below along with the bell ringer next to it so you can be notified when I post new videos. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Bye.